Huh?
Hey guys, Cornell Jermaine here. Listen, today we're going to talk about 5 signs you're not ready to be an entrepreneur. The first sign is you don't like criticism. Criticism is going to be an ever-going thing when it comes to you as an entrepreneur, your business, your product, whatever it may be. There are going to be people that don't like it. Take, for instance, their products and things that you don't like. Me, I'm a fan of Aveeno body wash, Aveeno lotion. I don't like Jergens. It's not necessarily that they're bad, I just don't like it. So you're gonna have to be open to criticism, meaning there are gonna be people who are gonna critique what you're doing. Some won't like it, and some will just say, hey, there's a better way to do it. Either way, if you're not open to criticism, there's gonna be a hard chance that you're gonna be successful because you won't be able to improve. You won't be able to evolve as an entrepreneur, a business owner, etc. And I say constructive criticism. Let's put a critique there, constructive criticism. But overall, criticism indeed. Constructive criticism is what you wanna take and glean to, because those are people who see your potential and wanna see you grow and blossom and be great. But criticism is gonna come in all forms, meaning there are gonna be people that just don't like it because they just don't like you, or they just don't like the fact that you're doing what you're doing. Whatever it may be, criticism is gonna be a part of the journey, and you can't let it distract you. But pay attention to the constructive criticism, because those are people that you can trust, that value business and understand what you're trying to do and can help you improve along the way. The next one kind of leads me out of criticism into this, is you don't like the word no. Now, it's a little bit different from criticism, because sometimes people just say no just because they just don't want to be bothered. Take, for instance, telemarketers that call you randomly trying to sell you insurances and warranties and etc. Once you hear them on the phone and you tell it's a computerized voice or whatever the case may be, you immediately click. You're not even trying to sit to hear out what they're trying to say, because you're like, no, I don't want to be bothered. There are going to be people that are going to treat you like that in this entrepreneurial journey. Your product, your service, whatever it may be, they're going to say no, sometimes not even trying to hear you out. So they don't really have a critique for you because they don't even know what you're doing. They just don't want to be bothered. Or maybe you have told them what you have to offer in the product and service, and they just, no, I'm not interested, no thank you. It's a part of the journey. So you're going to have to be open to hearing the word no. But you can't let the word no stop you. You can't let the word no keep you from moving forward, because it's gonna come regardless. And I'm telling you, it comes at the beginning stages of entrepreneurship, when you're then getting your bearings and starting to make some progress. And it comes when you're very successful, like your Bill Gates and your Oprah Winfrey's and your Steve Jobs of the world, your Mark Zuckerbergs. Trust me, they hear the word no just as much as us little small business owners and fresh starting entrepreneurs. They hear the word no as well. So it's a part of the journey. Just keep in mind, whatever the product is, whatever the service is, whatever it is that you are selling that is a part of your business, it's not gonna be for everyone. Keep that in mind. So what you wanna do when you're starting, when you're launching, identify who it's for, and then hone in on them. Try to meet their need, and everybody else will be extra. So that's the second sign that you're not ready to be an entrepreneur. The third sign that you're not ready to be an entrepreneur is you're not flexible or open to change. When I tell you, life in general, but definitely as a business owner, because you have to deal with the change and the things that are going on in the environment, in the economy, etc. When you're an employee of such, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but when you're an employee, you don't have to necessarily deal with the brunt work that comes with a changing market. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out, how do we market or advertise to our clients now? How do we develop a program that meets the needs now? When you're just an employee, you get the assignment that you get from your boss or your supervisor, and you do what's necessary, you get your job done, and you go home. However, when you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, you're in the brunt of all of it. You have to deal with that. So if you're not open to change, and I'm talking about little change, start being open to change in just your everyday life. You know what I mean? And I say that because if you develop an ability to be agile and to go with the flow, it'll then transfer into your business life, and you won't be so rigid when it comes to having to abruptly change or readjust or evolve and accommodate certain things within the industry. So that's the third sign. The fourth sign is you're unwilling to put up your own money. This is so important. And granted, I know there are loans out there. There are all kind of incentives and packages and funding available to all kinds of business owners, all kinds of entrepreneurs. But you still have to put up your own money at some point, whether it's just to get started, whether it's just to show the lender that you're willing to put your own skin into the game, whether it's just to show your customers that you're vested in this interest as much as you're asking them to be, or your board members or whoever it may be. Maybe it's a nonprofit, whatever it may be. But I'm telling you, you're gonna have to have some money of your own invested into the interest. Whatever it may be, because there are various types of businesses, you may not have to put a lot. It may not be thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. It may just be a $5,000 seed to get started on the development of the product. It may be just a $1,000 seed just to print the logo and get the branding established. Whatever it may be open to putting your own money up. Now, don't go broke. Don't sell everything if you can help it, but be willing to. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that mindset is what is gonna drive you and push you and propel you to success. The fifth and final sign is you're not willing to put as much time into your business as you do into a job. Now, this is for people who maybe have a job and they're starting a business on the side, or maybe you quit a job, left a corporation, and now you're launching your own thing. If you put 8 hours into your job at Blue Cross Blue Shield or at Comerica Bank or at Fifth Third or wherever it is that you're working, and you're not willing to put 8 hours a day into your own business, you're not ready. And I say that because it's gonna take more than 8 hours a day to launch and build your own business. I work in film and television, and we can spend anywhere from 12 to 16 hours working in one environment a day. A day. This is not over the course of a couple of days. I'm talking about you go in 3, 4, sometimes 5 o'clock in the morning, and you don't leave till 11, 12, sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon. I, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, have to think, if I can go to Warner Brothers, HBO, whatever network or a studio that I'm working for, and put 15, 16 hours into their project, willingly though, because I believe in the project, I want to be a part, and I love what I do in that space. But if I can put 15, 16 hours into building that vision, why can't I put at least half? Granted, there are only 24 hours in a day, so if I work 15 here, maybe I can put at least 5 that day into what I'm doing. Or maybe I can't do it that day, maybe the next few days I have off, so I put all of my time, or at least 15 hours into what I'm building on that day. So you find a way to navigate it with your schedule, but you have to be willing to do it. You have to be open to putting that time in, because it's gonna take that time to develop whatever it is that you're doing. So if you're not willing to do it, now I'm not telling you to quit doing what you're doing, but be willing to put just as much time into what you're doing as you do what you're doing at your job or your place of employment. So those are my 5 signs that you're not ready to be an entrepreneur. But I trust that these 5 signs are not your identity, and that you're open to putting your own money in. You're open to putting the hours, the time in. You're open to change and being flexible. You're okay with the word no, and you're open to the criticism. I trust that that's you. And if it is you, you're well on your way to a successful business, to a successful entrepreneurial journey. Here's to your success. I thank you so much for joining me. Listen, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Listen, share the video with somebody that needs it. Share the video with your young nephew, your young nieces, your daughters, your sons, your husbands, your wives, whoever. Share this video with somebody who's beginning their entrepreneurial journey, and maybe they've been clouded to think it's one thing, and they need just a little bit of clarity on what it's really like. Let them know that there are 5 ways that they can ensure their success. Now, these are just 5 ways when it comes to the personal development of you as the individual. There are a litany, there's several other things that go along with it that are just business practices and principles in general. But if you can step to the podium, come to the game, developed mentally with a mindset that incorporates these 5 principles, you're going to set yourself above the rest and set yourself at a place where you can now be not only successful, but you can dominate. So I thank you so much for joining me. Listen, once again, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. This is Cornell Jermaine. See you next time.